Hi everybody. It has taken me 40 years, but I finally found my passion. And before I get a chance to share that with you, I have a question to ask. And for this, I would like to ask you to briefly close your eyes. It's all right? Just close them for a moment. Now try to picture this. From tomorrow on, you will have 3 hours less every single day for the rest of your lives. What would your life look like? What could you not do anymore? Would you still be able to keep your job? How would you provide for your family in the evening? Would you be able to spend time with them? Would you have time for a social life still, provided you have one now? What would you do if you would have 3 hours less for the rest of your life? Thank you. You can open your eyes again if you like. Now, I saw some people cheating, so I would like to turn this into a real experience. Can I have some darkness, please? This is, well, almost. This is what a quarter of humanity has to deal with every single day of their lives. 1.5 billion people are not connected to the electricity grid. What do you do when it is pitch black? How do you do your homework? How do you cook? Now, people in Africa are really, really resourceful. They turn small tomato cans into oil lamps, and I happen to have one with me. This is what they call a kerosene lamp. It smells horrible, I can tell you, but more importantly, it's extremely toxic, it's pollutive, and very, very dangerous. I'm a little bit nervous right now because you're sitting on wooden chairs. This is a wooden floor, and we're at the oldest museum in the Netherlands. And I was told not to drop this. So bear with me for a second. Now, but actually this happens to 16,000 people every day. They are burned because of accidents with these very lights. They're mutilated for life. And their hard life just got harder. It happens 16,000 times a day to people all over the world, and we don't know about it. Extreme poverty, hunger, lack of education, child mortality, poor maternal health, pollution, and even AIDS, they all connect to darkness, or rather, the absence of light. Now, on the other hand, light has a very positive impact on all these issues we need to deal with as a global village. But not this kind of stinky, dangerous, toxic light. So let's turn this one off. Tylers will be very happy now. Now, this is the kind of light I'm talking about. I'm holding in my hand a small torch, which is actually solar powered. You put this in the sun for a day, and you get a whole week of light in the evening. It's very bright. Hang on a second. Hi, I can see people now. It's very bright, and it's called waka waka. I can hear you think, waka what? Waka waka is Swahili for shine bright. Now, for those of you who have never operated a solar light before, let me tell you how this works. You just put it in the sun for a day, you leave it there. At the end of the evening, when the sun sets, you take it, and you have light to light up your hut or your living room. And if you happen to be the proud owner of a mobile phone, you can also charge that within 2 hours, and you're good to go. This is what I would like to call waka waka power. Now, can I have some lights, please, again? People have asked me, Tim, you can turn the lights on again. Are you there? Thanks. People have asked me where I got this idea or the inspiration for waka waka. And like a lot of ideas, I got them in a bar with a friend and a beer. The friend was called Frans, and he's the co-founder of a Dutch solar tech company. And they make this very cool, amazing chip. It's about this size. And they were wondering, maybe they could put their technology inside a lamp, solar powered. And how cool would it be if that lamp would fit on a bottle? Yeah, this is a response I usually get. They were probably drunk. Well, I was excited because I could see this light travel into rural Africa together with companies like Coca-Cola and Heineken on top of their bottles, Pepsi, lighting up people's lives. So I thought, I have to call Maurits Groen. He's actually here. And he happens to know a few people here and there. So the phone call went like this. I was still with my beer. I said, Maurits, I'm here with my friend Frans, and we have this cool idea, chip, solar power, put it on a bottle, rural Africa. Would you care to introduce this idea to your friend Al Gore? And to most people that would be a very strange question, but he actually brought Al Gore to the Netherlands a few times, so it wasn't that strange, but still a big ask. And he said, yeah, sure. No, I'll ask him. Let's do this. So right there and then, before the beer was finished, honest to God, we decided we were going to get into the business of lighting up people's lives. Now, there were a lot of things that we didn't know when we started this. For example, a family who lives off-grid spends about a quarter of their income on light. And just imagine you have a light bulb at home, just one, in your entire home. And you get to light it for 1 hour a day, and you spend 25% of your income on that. I'm not going to ask what everybody makes, but I'm sure that is a lot of money. Now, what we didn't know either was about education, or rather the impact of light on education. The United Nations have done research in South Sudan where they gave primary school students solar lamps. And within 2 years, they were able to double their pass rates. All of a sudden, everybody was good enough to go on to the next year, just because of light. And I cannot help but wonder what would happen to a continent like Africa if just one generation of students would simply be able to finish their homework at night. Now, talking about light is one thing, but actually doing something is a completely different ballgame, I can tell you. How do you get light into the hands of people who live in the most remote rural areas? Try to find the waka waka in this picture, by the way. So that's very difficult, and it's actually the key question if you want to end energy poverty during our lifetime. How do you get light into the hands of people who really need it most? Well, first of all, think out of the, you know that box. Think outside of it. Do things differently. If you do the same things as others have done before you, you're going to bump into the same problems and you're going to get similar results. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to make something that an off-grid family would actually want to have, something that they would deserve. So we asked our designer if he could make the iPhone among solar lamps. It's an easy question, right? But we thought that if customers in the United States and in Europe, if they would like it, if it would be good enough for us, then an off-grid family would probably also be interested. We never anticipated it would be such a success in these Western markets. Let me explain a little bit about that. Last December, we did our second crowdfunding campaign, simply because we don't want majority shareholders to tell us what to do and let shareholder value drive decisions. We rather be doing things because of our intuition, because of our instincts. We want to follow our passion. So we did a crowdfunding campaign. Inspired by President Clinton, he told us about Haiti, that still tens of thousands of people are living in makeshift shelters because of the 2010 earthquake. And he knows about what we're doing. And he said, why don't you do something about that? So we decided during our crowdfunding campaign that for every Waka Waka Power that we pre-ordered, that one Waka Waka light would go to a family in Haiti. So this is the Waka Waka Power. This is a Waka Waka light. It's almost the same thing, but just without a phone charger. And so after 4 weeks of campaigning, we raised enough funds to light up the lives of people in Haiti, but not 10,000 lights, not 20,000 lives, but more than 60,000 people. We are going to be able to provide them with sustainable light. And this is thanks to 7,000 backers from all over the world who have contributed. So if you're watching, thank you everyone on behalf of 60,000 Haitians. And I can tell you it's actually very cool to be able to say that. Now, this is just one way of getting light into the hands of people who really need it most. What we are trying to do when we sell the product in the United States or in Europe, what we're doing is we're trying to cover as much as possible of our overhead costs, so we can keep the price of light as low as possible for families who make less than $2 a day. By providing light to them, we are enabling them to provide a better, brighter future for themselves. So now you see a future in front of you where a student can actually do his homework without the risk of getting burned, where he actually has a chance to finish his homework, and where families don't have to spend 25% on a little bit of light, where they can work in the evening. A future where women can go out more safer at night. A future which is better for our planet. A future where extreme poverty is history. Now, when I started, I asked you, what would you do if you would have 3 hours less every day of your life? Well, in Nigeria, this is actually daily practice. They have 3 hours less. And here comes along this little soda lamp, and all of a sudden they have 3 hours extra. They still sleep 8 hours. They just go to bed 3 hours later. They get up when the sun comes up, and in the evening, people are now talking with each other. They're working, they're reading, they're studying, they're doing their homework. People's lives are changing right now as we speak. Their new future has arrived, thanks to something small or big as light. I say it's worth spreading. Thank you very much.